Hi, everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
me, Banshee.
Sorry for being late.
I'm sorry for being late. Oh, it was me. So
That's
I'm
right.
sorry for being late.
That's right. It's very professional of you.
Well,
Hey, everybody. We're going to start off by bickering.
he's so proud of his bickering button.
No, I'm not. I wish I'd never have to use it.
I doubt that, Scorpio. I doubt that a lot. All right, hey, we got a lot going on tonight, so let's get going. Obviously, I'm late, so I'm going to make up for lost time and get right to my oracle, which is the Tree Keeper's Oracle. Wow. Is that called for? The Tree Keeper's Oracle.
Hi, Claudia.
Hi, Claudia. You're just in time to catch bad behavior. All right. Let's see. Nicole's on the list. Claudia, do you want a reading tonight? Good to see you. Well, virtually, of course. It's the keeper of innocence. I love this deck, and actually, I'm using one of these for the card for the collective tomorrow. Oh, I wish I knew what number it is. It's not in the table of contents. Number 10. Number 10. No, it's not number 10. Oopsie. Number 40, number 20, number 40.
Can you handle it?
The keeper of innocence. Oh, and speaking of innocent, here comes the most innocent cat in the world, Sun Man. Many of us were spoon fed the concept of original sin, but have never heard the story of original innocence. It goes like this: You were born from purity, a luminous soul created from a morsel of the divine, housed in a human body. You always have this innocence at your core, no matter what or who happens to you. All you have to do to experience it again is fall back into the wings of your own soul and let them carry you. There is no mistake, no error, no sin or wrong that can be submerged into source and remembered back to its original pure and magical state. Love dissolves all things, unlike itself. So choose the loving eyes of a new parent and gaze at your own life with captivation and wonder. Now is the time to connect with the innocent, whole, breathing soul you were born with. And summer's the time to really experience the innocence and joy of youth, getting outdoors, soaking in the sun, doing fun activities. It kind of brings that sense of innocence back to us in a more mundane way. It's really a beautiful card all the way around, though.
This card serves as a reminder that we probably don't have this kind of life and we would really have to work very hard to achieve that.
Well,
So keep that in mind.
what a good point. This day, there's a lot of things shattering our sense of innocence. And so we got to try not to let that totally take, that away from us, what's going on in the world today. So good luck with that, people. Good point, Mr. O.
All right, so we have a birthday reading that we do first, and it's for our good friend and longtime viewer, Lena.
Lena,
Hey,
happy
Lena.
birthday, Lena.
And Lena may be at a break or she's at work, so we're just going to do the reading. She will rewind for it.
All right.
And it's our birthday spreads reading.
Your deck?
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide what deck I want to use. I think I'll use the Barbieri.
Okay, so Claudia wanted a reading, and she goes,
What?
after Nicole, after Nada. I'm sort of
Claudia's the last one on the list.
Nada was here. Oh, Claudia?
Yeah,
I'm
she
not
came in
seeing.
last.
Okay,
I didn't put her on the list yet because she came in when we started.
got it. Got it.
Sure.
All right.
All right, card one. The gift of.
I heard you. Oh, The gift you received last year that you can use to make the most of next year.
And it is the Eight of Cups upright. So, Lena, what this probably means is last year, the gift of last year was being able to realize that you now saw that path you wanted to go on, or that path that you felt was calling to you.
I think the gift from last year was that you just started to realize maybe that you want more out of life. You know, that maybe something is calling you to pursue something higher in your life now. You know, whether it has to do with your personal life or your business aims or goals or your financial well being. This is a time to pursue something higher. You have felt that urge, that call last year. Maybe you've made some moves towards doing that, or at least some shifts in mindset towards doing that, because sometimes these journeys are not necessarily a physical one, they're a mental or a spiritual one too. And so I could see either way that that is what's carrying into this year
The
ahead.
card presents as a summoning, and it doesn't matter what you have already, whatever you do have, you may be able to take that. You probably do have things that you want to bring with you along the way. Basically, you are moving towards a point, whether like Banshee said, figuratively or in actual reality, where you see this path for yourself and you want to continue pursuing it. Hi, Kara.
Oh, hi, Kara. Get you on the list.
Card two, the gift of the present moment. And it's the upright 10 of Pentacles.
Nice.
And so that's a sense of solidarity, or a sense of feeling like maybe there's a union around you. Maybe it's your family, or maybe it's your community, maybe it's co-workers who appreciate you, but it's a sense of being sort of in a good position where you feel support, and you feel support for maybe things that are important to you, like your own material well-being as well as your own material relative security.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I was going to lean into. And, I think the gift of the present moment is now stepping back a little bit and assessing, your long term future. So you want to take this journey, right? You want to aim for something higher. So maybe you need to start setting up a plan and looking towards how you can stabilize this long term. I think this could be about financial matters. I know, sometimes you ask about love, sometimes you ask about finances, Lena. So I could go either way on this.
Hi, country love.
Hey, country love.
Right behind Kara.
Yep, I got Kara on the list already.
All right, so card three is the gift from your connections with others in the next year. By the way, for those who came in, we are doing a birthday reading for our friend Lena here, and then we will get on with the regular readings. Okay, so the gift your connections may offer or bring, or what it is with them over the next year, is the reversed Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana 10. And so it may be that you have some friends who are really free spirits, and maybe you can get away with some things with them. They can get away with some things with you. It's all about a sense of maybe timing or unexpected things happening in relationship to these friendships or connections, and that maybe this represents the idea that when things are really not moving in your direction, the wheel is sort of moving in a bad way for you, maybe you can reach out to these people and they can help you through that, or help you understand it, or give you some comfort in certain ways. Hi, Holly. We were doing your question right after this birthday reading.
Yeah, we have a birthday reading. So after that, we'll get to your question. So
Thank you for
basic
sending it.
So basically, the Wheel of Fortune indicates to me it's reversed, that maybe you're finding out that some of your friends are a little bit fair weather friends. maybe it is the gift of the from your connections. Maybe also, I guess on the lighter side of it, I hadn't thought of this. Maybe there are some friends of yours that you can count on when the wheel turns in the opposite direction for you. So when you hit hard times, think about who it is that's there for you. There's going to be people who will support you through those difficult moments in this year ahead.
Hi, Jamie's Cowboys.
Well,
Thanks for
anyways,
joining
fun
us.
tonight. Here we
Well,
saw
here we
Thursday.
are complaining how that nobody comes on Thursday night, and now we're like up to here. Oh, no, we love you all. Thank you.
Thank you for
Okay,
coming.
so card four, Lena, is the gift that will help you work on or achieve or move forward, what you're doing. And it's the Four of Wands, and it's upright. And so, once again, this is, well, maybe not once again, but this is sort of a sense of people around you who maybe are have your back or maybe can celebrate with you, but maybe,
Are you on my cards? Get off my cards.
if you offer to throw a pizza party for your friends if they help you with something, they will probably do it. I mean, I guess that's a basic kind of mundane answer there, but it's the Four of Wands. It's really saying that, you know, people celebrate with you or you celebrate with them, and it just kind of becomes a good connection to feel support for what you're doing, helping you out, supporting you, having your back.
Well, the gift of that will help you work on or achieve, move forward on your dreams and goals is that you want to have a reason to celebrate. In other words, you want to feel good about your successes, and so that alone is impetus and motivation to achieve something. That good feeling you get when you've done a job, you've completed a job well done. That feeling that you get when you've completed a cycle, or maybe you've gotten a raise or promotion, or maybe you've moved ahead in your job or career. Those are the moments, those little and the little victories that you get that lead you towards those goals. Celebrate them all. That will help you, inspire you to get to that finish line.
Read
I
the,
didn't take that long,
no,
so
that's okay. Read the meaning.
okay.
What
Number
did you?
5 is the gift from your spirit guides and or ancestors. What do they want Lena to know or keep in mind in the next year? I don't. Oh,
It's the world
world
reverse.
first. Okay. Well, your spirit guides and your ancestors want you to realize that you've still got some work to do. You still have some work to do. They're there to support you getting to the finish line. So they want you to take pride in what you are doing. They want you to take pride in the steps that are taking you, moving you forward. They want you to celebrate them, but they also want you to realize, hey, it ain't over until it's over. And we're going to help you get there.
Well, in my oberonificant and vague way, I would think also too, perhaps, the world reverse is your spirit guide, your ancestors saying, no matter what happens, the world isn't over. The world isn't going to end for you. There'll always be some way for you to pick up the pieces and keep moving because the world never stops turning. You're not going to stop either.
That's very nice. Card 6. The gift this year ultimately gives to you. What lessons have you learned? What progress or growth have you achieved by year's end?
Is your seatbelt on? Do you have your racing helmet? Because it's the Four of Swords reverse. You're
Wow.
coming forward with a lot of action after maybe really taking all this in, taking in all your experiences from last year. You ask a lot of questions about where you're going in your job or where you're going in your love life. This is really saying, put it all together, Lena, and realize that maybe you have nothing to lose or nothing very great to lose.
That's good reading.
Pour forward with it.
It's a very good reading and overall. And I think here the gift that you come away with from this year is feeling re-energized, reinvigorated by this year. So, and when we're saying this year, we're not talking to the end of 2025. We're talking the entire solar year up to your next birthday. So keep that in mind. Your year is just beginning. And by the time it ends, you're going to feel re energized, reinvigorated, and just on the move. Things are moving in your life, and you are on the move making things happen. I like it.
Alrighty.
Do you want to
No,
recap?
I think it's a spectacular year too. I think it shows you that there are some points where maybe you're going to sort of have doubt and you need to rely on friends or you need to rely on the feelings you might receive from your ancestors. But really, most of the indications say just bring your confidence in line with what your goals or desires are and focus that way.
Know that friends are there for you if you need support in time in difficult or when luck goes against you. Know that your ancestors want you to realize, that your work is not done. You've got things to do. They're there to support you. And what Mr. O said, I thought that was beautiful. So do pay attention to that. And I think here, really going forward, everything looks fantastic. I don't know what to say other than what I've already said. I wish you a lot of luck. I wish you a happy birthday and a very happy birthday year ahead. Good luck with that.
Have a good one.
Nice.
That was nice.
All right. Now, Hallie gave us a question because she works or sleeps.
But she did show up, and
She did
hey,
show
she
up.
was eager to get that question. And if I recall right, the question was basically, what does Oscar mean, or what is his importance in her life, in Holly's life? I'm going to pull that up one more time so I can look at that again. There it is. The purpose of Oscar being in Holly's life.
Got it.
All right, thank you for that. Got it. So here we go with that.
Okay.
No, you're fine, Jamies. You are totally
You
fine.
know what? I did not post the list. Let me do
We
that.
haven't posted the list yet.
No, but we did
You're
Leah's
welcome, Holly.
birthday, so we'll get the list so everybody knows where they're at now.
We're just thrilled that we actually have a busier Thursday night because a lot of times we're not this busy and we end up closing at 8:30 earlier.
We've had
There we go.
crazy few days here. They've been tearing up concrete outside our condo,
Our life is a mess.
and it's been making things a little chaotic trying to get around because there's been equipment blocking people. I assume that guy who's got can't get out of his driveway has one of his cars moved because he can't get out of his driveway
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
because they took that whole part out and it's a big hole there. So, but hopefully he was informed in advance. We're just grateful they're doing some work on this stuff because
Yeah,
it's
it's
been,
been really bad driving over these roads for years.
yeah, we had a very bad
All right, are we
man.
doing it your style? One, two,
No, I
three?
think
Okay.
not. Let's do three. The High Priestess is reversed. That's interesting. Oh, for crying out loud. The Star is reversed. The Knight of Wands is upright. How ironic.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is that Oscar? No.
Well, I think it could be, or it could be something else, reflective of something else. This is going to be an odd reading, I think. So, what is his purpose?
So there's the lady. That could be you, that could be him, that could be somebody else. And the anchor. Wrenchy wrench.
Well, these aren't like really negative cards
No, they're not.
totally towards a relationship, but I do sense some issues here. I think their purpose in your life has something to do with some karmic implications here. We have the Star, and the Star is reversed. So I'm going to start there and just say that maybe there is some drama from a past life that is playing itself out here in this life in some way. If it's not positive, well, it may be for a karmic reason. If it's positive, it may be also to redress something from the past because, of course, the star is reversed here. What is your thoughts on
Well,
that?
I think considering the way the question is asked, the context, the surrounding cards, it is more likely that there is something karmic about Oscar's presence.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't necessarily mean that you have soulmate status or twin flame status, but there may have been significant relationship or some situation between you in previous lives. I'm almost feeling like maybe it's about a debt being repaid one way or the other. Is Oscar possibly have, for his own karmic well-being, have to do something to make a repayment for something in the past? Or is that maybe with you? Because that's the sense I'm getting. But the other cards may moderate this.
Well, and the only other thing I want to say about that card, Holly, is that, if it's not a past life, it could be something playing out in his own life here, maybe. That maybe something is playing out because of something that occurred karmically in his ancestral line that is, making him react or respond to things the way he is.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
So in other words,
that just a little bit there.
So, in other words, maybe it's possible that is no actual past lives of great significance connecting you, but something in his past lives maybe is bringing this karmic moment up from that. This has something to do with how he resolves a karmic problem for him, maybe.
Well, I was thinking of that, but I was thinking more in lines with ancestral work and how sometimes, let's say, you've had a lot of uh, ancestors that sliced and diced people, were warriors or things like that. Maybe that karma plays out in other generations. And that's
Okay.
kind of where I was going with that, just as an example, that something might be playing out because of something that happened in his ancestral line. And, but I'm leaning more towards the past life. The High Priestess reversed, though. The High Priestess reversed could indicate to me that both of you don't really understand why you're together, maybe.
That there is
That,
no deeper intuitive reason that could be figured out easily, that maybe this does seem to have no sense of a purpose, which kind of goes against what I was saying in a way.
well, in a way, that doesn't mean that this isn't true, but that just both of you don't realize what's playing out here, and
Okay.
why it's playing out. The High Priestess is kind of a confusion, um, uh, a psychic confusion. And
So are you saying that maybe neither Holly nor Oscar might know what is the pull there, or what is the reason they're in each other's lives?
possibly, but I have to put this in line with the question too, which is what purpose is Oscar uh, serving here? And I think maybe to bury the past, maybe to put that past life behind in some way. I
Well, that's interesting because the Knight of Wands really
Mhm.
has a sense of all about now,
And moving
moving
forward.
into your life,
Yeah.
moving in with confidence, nobility, feeling like you want to charm somebody. And of course, that maybe, Oscar, I don't know if you would describe him that way, as a charming, and I'm not sure what you mean by that. We don't understand
That
your.
was what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was about they don't know why. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, and to be totally honest, that's the way karma can work. A lot of times people don't really understand those things about themselves.
It's
Maybe.
like something draws you together, but then there may be frictions or different things because, maybe you feel you are meant to be together in this life, but something is drawing you back. And I feel it might be that karmic connection.
Well, and at any rate, if you realize or feel that there's a reason, but it just seems like it's so hard to figure out what the reason is, that's kind of perplexing. I want to see what you think about that one.
I'm of two minds about that one too, and I kind of feel here that maybe Oscar really wants to move forward with things ultimately,
Okay.
that he sees a future here ultimately. And the reason I'm saying that is I feel that's Oscar, but I do feel he tends to be a little bit egotistical, maybe. He tends to be a little bit thinking of himself a lot, but it's not necessarily negative here. I feel he feels attached to you. Look at this.
Okay, that's interesting that you say that you feel like you are drawn to each other, uh,
Oscar
this,
isn't moving, and I
but the
feel
situation is, I guess, or you feel the thing is,
well. There's an anchor between. If I think this is Oscar, which I think it is, and you are right here, there's an anchor between you. And
well,
that means that you kind of go ahead.
could the high priestess be saying that maybe Oscar is denying the intuition that tells him there's some reason for a connection?
Maybe. I mean, I
So, in other words,
could
we
be.
could be dealing with somebody who feels this friction because he doesn't want to believe the intuitive feels or he doesn't know how to interpret them.
Yeah. I think here that you guys are attached, and I don't know if it's a soul connection or if this is just, his feelings towards you. It's almost as if you do feel you're going to.
I don't remember, Holly, if you ever, because I know you asked about Oscar once before. Did you ever tell us what his astro sign was, if you knew it? Because I think he's a fire sign.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
I'm asking. It does. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Is he a fire sign by chance?
Or are you?
I do feel it.
Oh, he's a Sag.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's your problem right there. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, hey, I've known more than one Sagittarius that when it comes to romance, you can't figure them out sometimes who they like or how much they like.
I haven't known many
Ah, you're
Sages
the
for some
Scorpio.
reason.
Oh, yes, you have. Paul, Mike
Mike Seaver. Yeah,
Seeger.
just a few.
Um,
Who else? Who else?
there are other Sages.
Are there? I don't know them.
A former sister-in-law, not that you would remember.
Oh, well. Anyway. Anyway,
Well, that's what our Lenormand maybe suggests. Yeah.
you are anchored. So I think here that there is a soul
You
connection
like Kiefer Sutherland. He's a Sag. She just told
interrupting
us
me.
that.
Okay. I do like Kiefer Sutherland. I do. I didn't know he was a Sag, however. Okay. And besides, I'm not the one who said something nasty about Sages. He was.
I didn't say something nasty. I just said something a
They're
little bit.
off in the romance department. That's what you said.
I said it was hard to figure out what they wanted. That's what I actually said. I said it was hard to figure them out.
Okay. Okay. So at
December
any rate,
21st. Oh my God. We need to know this person because we always wind up with people born on December 21st. We've had several friends. There's another one too. She's not remembering, but
ha. Let's
if
get
if
back
you
to
say so, Jamie's.
let's get back to this reading, huh?
Okay, okay.
Oh. So I'm trying to talk here. She asked about the anchor, and I do feel okay, the anchor is about stability, security. You even though you bicker and fight with one another, you always can find some kind of safety or secure feeling with one another. It's almost as if you realize you're always going to be there in some way for each other, in some way. And that's all I can say. I think that he's here because there's an attachment. And now, I'm not good at this sort of stuff, but I know there are ways to cut cords and break attachments if you need that. But I couldn't really advise you on that.
I
There
don't
are
think
people
they
who
want
can.
that. And
Right. If you want to, improve it or realize that there is something there, then, just keep trying to
it may be
try.
the kind of thing that maybe we should ask this question again in the future.
Well, I don't know about this question.
Well, or something related to it.
I think maybe where things are heading between the two of you, maybe that in the future. His purpose right now is he's here because he's attached to you. And he may feel romantic feelings for you. I can't say he doesn't because that Knight of Wands can be a romantic in their own way.
Sure, I don't look at it as my go-to for that, but I can sort of see that.
So he's pretty headstrong, though. And so he either decides he wants to be around you, he doesn't want to be around you, or he wants things done his way. He has arguments about it. I mean, you got to remember, fire signs have a little bit of a hot head about them. And, they're
Scorpios too, right?
like me, and they're also
No, I'm a
very
Scorpio.
impatient
You're not a
with.
Scorpio, I am.
I'm talking about me,
But
though.
I mentioned Scorpio and you
I
said like
mentioned
me.
fire signs. No, I didn't like he. He.
Banshee, you have to keep up. All right, Holly.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to handle him during this show. I'm just not sure today.
Oh, well, that's
That's
too
the way I
bad
am
because
for
you're
the
stuck
clock
with
for
me.
you, Holly. I'm sorry. Now I'm totally losing it. Give me that. You're welcome. Hey, you know what? Just email us if you have any questions because I know we were a little kooky here, and I apologize for that. All right.
Everybody's watching us.
Did I throw Lenormand on that even?
I did.
You did.
That were the two
That's
there.
right. It was my card. So you go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, I don't know what happened to any of those. Do we have a list?
Yes, we do. And the list is now on Libra.
Libra. Libra, take me away from this.
Libra, take me away from this.
Uh,
It's madness. Madness on a Thursday night.
what hidden messages are coming in your dreams? Actually, was that my deck? No, that was yours because we used mine for the birthday spread.
Yes.
Okay, so we're back to mine. Well, if it's a hidden message, then maybe I should use the secret tarot.
Take care, Holly, and good luck.
Yeah, go
You
back
know,
to sleep.
I think there's hope for this relationship, but especially with the anchor there, the anchor was not badly aspected.
No.
So I think it's pretty, it might be a safe harbor someday.
I mean, the High Priestess and Destiny Reverse could even talk about sort of a slowness with what their cards normally mean. So that, in other words, these things are going to happen. They're just not going to happen very quickly. Take me away, Kara, but I'll use my own bathtub if you don't mind.
What? I got all kinds of shadow here and there right now. Shadow likes to cool off by laying in my bathtub.
Yeah, so it needs to be de-haired before we can
I
get in
have
there.
to, I've noticed lately I have to clean it out.
All right, so what are the hidden messages in Libra Cuss dreams? And the first card, which is, of course, the hidden message, is the Wheel Upright. The hidden message may be that good luck is coming to you, or that a good change in your cycle is coming to you, that maybe things are going to really move into a better probability field for what you need to get done.
Well, the hidden message in your dreams might be that, your luck is about to change. Your luck is about to change in big ways and positive ways. So maybe the dreams are nudging you and just wanting you to pay attention to any signs or synchronicities that you should act upon something or do something at a particular time. I think this is really positive. So why is this important?
Reverse Nine of Pentacles.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Okay, well, it may be important because it may change the status quo of your situation. I don't want to say that like you're going to move or something like that, but maybe things are going to change in your home to the point where maybe you won't feel the exact same level of comfort. Perhaps you might feel like, there's more you have to do to feel totally comfortable, but maybe this also represents a change of some sort. Maybe it's more subtle, but a change in your home environment.
Well, I'm going to go a little bit differently with this one because this one does have a couple of meetings, this card. And so I was talking about a positive, good change of luck. And why is this important? Because maybe you've been looking for something a little bit more in your life right now, whether it's more excitement, whether it's more romance, whether it's more money. You're not satisfied with conditions as they are. And so this dream is saying something maybe about to shake that up a little bit.
So where will it lead ultimately?
Wow.
Wow, the world, indeed. So where it leads maybe is really where you feel you kind of top off the cycle you completed and you're able to assess where you want to go next.
You're on top of the world
World
and the
looking down on creation,
and the only
the
explanation
explanation I can find
is in the cards.
is in the cards.
And so basically success. This is all leading to success. So, if you capitalize on good luck and find and realize something is prodding you to do something, and you realize this could improve your life in some way, you will be successful if you move towards it. This all looks like a progression here, and that's the way this reading is designed, but this really fits nicely. And let's see
Yeah,
what
it's a pretty good
we
reading.
have here.
The letter. The heart.
So maybe again, this dream could be the message. This could be the message that's telling you, you're going to be very happy and you're going to be able to pursue or obtain something that you've really desired and are passionate about. It could be romance, but it could be other things as well.
Well, what was hidden in your dreams will probably be fully revealed at somehow, and you'll realize what it exactly means, whatever this is, and how much this is going to be, a good thing for you. These changes that are coming that result in that.
Wow, what a nice reading.
Very nice.
So good luck with that,
Good
Libra.
luck, Libra.
And we are on Victoria.
Victoria. I'll look for that question. I'm going to leave it and check back in a little bit. My question, can you give me some good news? Good news about anything? No, we can't.
We'll try. I'll even try to spin the negative cards for you. How about that? I'll do my best. And we have the Magic Pantry here, which is by Numinous Spirit Tarot. I also have the Numinous Tarot in here. And
There you are.
I have to say, he sent me the replacement card that I was missing, and it came really carefully packaged, everything. Very nice dealing with them. And I think you'll like that deck, everybody, when I bring it out. It'll probably be the next one. But he created this deck as well. The Magic Pantry Food. Food Tarot for foodies like me. Well, sort of like me.
Weapon cards. Good news for Victoria.
NuminousSpiritPress.com. Okay. Gotta spin this one. But I think you'll like the connotation here that this card provides. It's the death card reversed, and it's pickled and fermented things, which is pretty interesting as the death card.
I'll say,
I don't like pickles, frankly.
taste the bitterness. Remember that old crow?
So, right now, the good news is that you're staying where you are, but the good news is you're staying where you are. In other words, things are not getting any worse. Okay? That is the way I can spin this card for you. Right now, it's kind of a stagnant time, but you know what? things could be worse. So they're not.
Well, the interesting thing about this is, and I don't know about you, and I suppose this is going to be gross and freak some of you out, but I have dealt with pickles or olives or pickled things that I'm sure were way old, and I'm like, they still taste good. And so even when it seems to be stagnant, that sour thing is still good.
What do you like to say? Still waters?
Run deep.
Yes. Still waters run deep. And so in these times of, you know, the status quo, nothing changing, use that time as constructively as you wish. Oh, really? Oh, the cat. Mr. O is taking care of a cat emergency, so I am going to
Just
no,
let's carry on.
okay. So, what's next though? What's the next card? It's the two. I don't know why I'm doing them separately and we are interpreting them, but we are. It's the Two of Wands, upright. And what is that? What is the food?
It looks like it's tea or coffee.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's worse than barf, Kara.
The two
Hi,
of
Shirley.
the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is upright. So basically, this is maybe a time to consider a trip or a little outing for yourself. This might be a time to shake things up and do something out of the ordinary. You know what? There's nothing like reversing a stagnating period than by doing something out of the box. That's what I think is required here. If you want to shake things up in your life and get things moving again, then do something different. Do something radically different and invite that energy into your life.
You may be feeling that there is this sense of a stagnation or that is what is actually coming around. But the Two of Wands says that should not stop you from realizing that you have kind of a sense of security and you have an ability really to look and do something different, that you still have plans you can put into place. And so I think this is just saying is believe in the course you're still doing, even if it seems like it's moving slowly. The course you're moving on is probably the one that's best for you. Maybe not exactly what you're doing now, but what you've been thinking about doing. Move in that direction.
All right, and so let's check this next one out.
I like your question, Shirley. I can't wait till we get to it.
The Magician, upright. Woo!
That looks
Only
like
had to spin one.
that looks like a manga drawing.
Hey, hey, hey.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
it does. This person's very talented, though. The Magician, and it is beans. Is that right? Beans. Why are beans the magician? I'd be curious about that. But
Because they're transformative.
oh, well, okay. I'll take that. All right, the magician. It's just saying here, you've got a lot of talent, knowledge.
Oh, wait, it's Jack and the Beanstalk,
Oh,
right?
I think so.
Okay. And he threw some magic beans into the ground, and the
The
next day he went
magic
to visit the
beans.
giants.
You need to throw those magic beans into the ground and make
Victoria
something
got it just as I did, or just
nice.
before.
That's God, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not totally. But Jackie,
Nobody ever read this one fairy tales when she was a little girl.
I was on my own. They leave me at the library to do my own thing. So the magician is basically saying, this is a time to really hone your talents and skills and abilities to manifest what you want. Then plant those seeds. Plant those seeds and, work that soil. Work it. I think you have been. So to me, what this is saying as the final card here to me is maybe you are getting close to manifesting something that you really want.
That's the good news because the magician is about manifestation. You
Right?
know that. One is not always the loneliest number. It isn't if you're doing what you want. All right. It is the man and the clouds.
Well, that could just signify you, or if there is some guy in your life that is puzzling you right now with their behavior, because I think that would be the dark side facing the man. It could be, it could be, there's some confusion related to some
It's Toby.
individual. It's
Look, it's Toby. Black and white. It's Toby. It's freaking Toby.
well, this one is very confusing to me with some of his
It's
bad
Toby.
behavior.
And by the way, Mila, we can add you.
Yeah, I saw. I was going to stop you,
All
but
right.
I couldn't. So, at any rate, we'll definitely get you on the list. It's a longer list today, surprisingly. So, hang in there with us or leave your question and we'll answer it. So, at any rate, I think things are going to be looking up for you. This stagnant period, is going to shift because you're going to start doing some radically different things that is going to inspire growth to come to you. And maybe some of this will encourage you to really immerse yourself into getting what it is you desire. And I think it's highly possible here. I think the Lenormand, besides the fact are just saying to me, this could be you too. It doesn't have to be an outside person. And it could say right now, don't fall into a state of depression. Work with this energy right now and transform it because you are a magician.
And here's what else I think too. It can be Toby if you wanted to, but I think it's also you too. I think this is saying really things that maybe are confusing as this process unfolds, all of a sudden it won't be, or because the process is unfolding, you have cleared up the confusion.
Oh, shoot. I have to add somebody, don't I?
Mila,
Is it Milla?
Mila. It may
Milla.
be pronounced Mila, I don't know.
Okay.
So that's what we have for you, Victoria.
Good luck with that. Okay, I'm posting the list.
You're welcome.
Well, I hope I made that good enough because really it wasn't that hard with most of the cards there. So, all right.
All right, Nicole is up, and I'm going to go back to Nicole's question. It's going to be my deck again, right?
Yep. I'll take my cards. Whew. Oh my gosh, it's hot in here today. It was hot outside. Not so much the heat, but the humidity was really bad today.
I want to know what was the spirit guides trying to tell me when Keith ran away from me. The last time, all right, so I saw a dead cow on a mole. Okay. And you rephrase that again later. Let me see if I can find that one.
Oh gosh, I wish I had that temperature, Victoria. Oh man. It's so bad here, and it's going to get worse. It's going to be hotter tomorrow when we go to our son's barbecue. And then on the weekends, it's going to hit the 90s, and the humidity is intensifying each day. Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay, so you possibly think that maybe seeing a dead crow and mole next to each other might be a spirit guide talking to you about what happened with Keith. And I remember some of that about Keith at least. Um, yeah, I'm not a big fan of summer either, Libra. Okay, so how do you want to do that? I guess it's going to be your reading because it'll be what does this mean?
So she doesn't really want to know about the meaning of the dead crow and the.
Well, in relationship to if it had anything to do with Keith running away.
Right.
What did the dead crow and mole mean?
Okay.
As a message from the spirit guides.
Okay.
California's heat may be drier than, like, say, Michigan. We have super humidity here. We get nice warm. If, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so humid. I mean, I wouldn't mind 90-ish weather, but the humidity really is rough on people.
Ooh,
Yes, we're doing your question now. Yeah. So it kind of struck you that that might have been a message from spirit in relationship to the situation with Keith. All right. Card one.
put
And it's the reversed Five of Cups.
them all out.
All right.
Because I screwed up last time with Victoria. I don't know why.
And it's the upright Two of Cups.
Hmm.
And then it's the upright Hierophant.
Hold all your horses.
So there's the man. I bet Keith wasn't that good looking. Okay, maybe it was. Oh, he was a snake.
Well, it's kind of odd, these cards here, that's for sure. Well,
What are the spirit guides trying to tell you? And then you just mention that. So it may or may not have anything to do. So Five of Cups reversed.
the spirit guides are trying to tell you that, let the pain go and move on. Sometimes, maybe the mole and the crow being dead also indicates that maybe it's time to let this go. But I see other things here that kind of contradict that. But maybe not. Maybe what they're trying to tell you is that, if you let the dead remain dead, in other words, if Keith has walked away, there might be an opportunity for a more productive and healthy relationship out there.
Okay, I like that. Now the other thing too is that it was a crow animal, so that's two beings, and of course there are two here.
Yeah.
It could be as symbolic as saying that at one time it was a relationship, but the relationship ended. And to some degree, there was nothing further. Death is death, dead is dead.
Now, the Hierophant can have many meanings, but for some reason, what popped into my head when that came up in this scenario was, you have to accept the status quo, whatever it is. You have to accept what it is. And it may be this idea here that moving away from sorrow and accepting, what has happened so that you can open your heart to new relationships and healthier relationships.
Thank you, Libra. Appreciate that.
And the reason also why this should be completely over, Nicole, is because of the Lenormand.
The Lenormand kind of spells it out.
It does spell it out. It shows somebody who's betrayed you, maybe in some way, betrayed your trust or betrayed your emotions.
Okay, I get that. And I would be too. I mean, there would be some hurt, but then this would turn to, bad feelings because you realize the depth of how much he hurt you.
Well, the five want, and this is maybe where your spirit guides come in too. They want to let you know that you need to bring joy back into your life. So hanging on to the anger for too long though will cause some, disturbances in you. You need to kind of come at some point come to terms with that. I'm not saying you have to love this guy again. I'm not even saying you have to like him. But what I am saying is kind of let the anger go, just move on. That's what this card is. And the crow and the mole dead might be saying, that they realize you are holding on to this still. And, once you're able to release and just let it become totally a part of your past, just learning the lesson you needed to learn from that, you might be opening your heart up to something new.
Whether sorrow or anger, that Five of Cups reversed is saying it is time to unify within yourself what you want in your life,
Yeah.
and to understand that what you may have felt our losses are now gone and will continue to be gone. Only you have the power to bring them back in. Another thing about the Hierophant, I suppose, is just saying really that where you're going in the future will be more on the up and up in terms of really being able to evaluate situations that are real for you or not real for you, i.e., deceptive persons.
Yeah,
Yeah, that I know because I remember you telling us about how much he was scamming you and using you, for money. So you are better off,
try
Nicole.
to find, try to find strength in, your regular normal routine in life, and keep your mind on your life, your needs, your work, whatever you're doing right now to improve yourself, and not focus on what is transpired. Let it go.
And I think the Hierophant is also saying to you, Nicole, to make yourself that better person. You've been very open about some of your own struggles in those areas, what your problems are, what you're trying to balance in your life. The Hierophant is a good sign that says you can do this, and that no matter what Keith did and whatever, still goes on between you guys, you can focus on yourself and keep your balance, keeping you moving upward. There's some interpretations of the Hierophant where it really just shows an ascension, and that's really a good way to end that to you too, that you rise no matter what Keith
Yeah.
does, you rise.
So good luck with that. I hope that helped. I'm not sure it totally covered the creature's death, but sometimes I have noticed that when things are dead, sometimes it means a rebirth is about to occur. So it sometimes means the opposite. Death sometimes means birth. So maybe this is the birth of your self love initiative here, which I think is a great idea. So good luck with that.
You got it. You got it. And you know what? Next time I'll look up, next time I see you, I'll have looked up mole with animal totems or things. And if there's any other significance that might give us that, I'll try to remember and tell you about that. So hang in there, Nicole. Good job.
Oh,
Yeah, don't talk to Keith.
how did I end up with these? Because I thought I was using these initially.
Oh,
That's okay. I'll keep using these.
all
I don't know
right.
how that happened. But
So we're
anyway,
going to be on
Nala
Nana.
is up. Hi, Nada.
And Nana asked if she was going to be healthy again, if she would regain her health.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to try
Will
this
my health get better?
Numinous Tarot here. And again, it's numinousspiritpress.com. He's got some very cool stuff.
Are we doing that thing we thought we were going to do tomorrow? Probably.
Maybe.
Do you want to talk about it?
Oh, yes, we should.
And I'm going to go and take care of something.
Okay. He's
Do you want to do Nada's reading first? Let's do
Let's
Nada's
do
reading
Nada's
first.
reading first. And then we'll get into that.
Yes.
Yes, we're doing a special video and we'll talk about that. Hopefully, we're going to have time tomorrow.
Thank you. We appreciate you too, Nicole.
Take care, Nicole.
We want nothing but the best for all of our fans here, our friends here, except for him.
I'm getting really irritated with him, frankly.
Well, I
Stop
would.
going back and forth. Make your mind up. Jeez, I can't. Okay. For Nada, we have the Three of Candles, Wands, reversed. Ironically, that's the card I added in that was missing. The Four of Tomes or Pentacles is upright. Oh, and the Seven of Candles or Wands is reversed. It's going to be a little bit of a battle here, but we'll talk about it. Hmm.
The Rider and Fish.
What does this mean?
Okay, is your health going to get better? I I think there's some guarded things here, I'll be honest. Um, it may look like um, the road is not clear, or that it may look like there are options that are hard for you to understand or hard for you to access. So, for example, there may be different things related to your health, but you have to be able to figure out which one is best for you. And that may be in terms of costs or other factors too. What if it was a situation where you needed to have complete convalescence for a certain amount of time? I don't know anybody who could not work for a certain amount of time without having problems. So I'm just thinking there may be some conditionalities that you may have to really think about how you want to do those or integrate them.
Yeah, I think here I liked what you said in the beginning there, but I can't remember what it was now. Something about the path is not clear. I think here what it's saying too is maybe you need, do you need a second opinion of some sort, or do
Okay,
you need to get advice from another kind of health practitioner?
I agree with that.
Like for example, a physical therapist or, OBGYN, another doctor,
Nutritionists.
right, a nutritionist, right. So, I mean, here it seems like maybe you have to rethink the strategy towards your health, how to get back into good health again. Um, I think here the four is really interesting to me here. I was trying to wrap my head around that because at first I was thinking, oh, well, maybe something that you're holding out on or holding on to is not supporting you. Is there some sort of habits or things that you like to do or eat or whatever it is that is not supporting your good health? Is there some type of habits that maybe are detrimental? If so, you need to analyze what's of value to you in your healing process and what no longer is serving you in your life. I know that card is upright, but I think that's the way I got to go with it here.
I
Try
like
to
that
go both
idea. I
ways.
like that idea. It feels a little more comfortable than what I was thinking. I felt that this was saying you need to be all for yourself. You need to focus totally on yourself, your body. Pentacles are very physical, they are the material body. And this may be saying you need to let nothing leave you that you can't determine you absolutely need to have it for your health or in this process.
Well, that's a good thought. And it leads me also to the thought that you have to also realize, you have to treat your body as your most valued possession,
Oh, I like that
right?
too.
Because that is what the Four of Pentacles is about. So you led me to that with what you said. So
Right.
thank you. But so what do we got here?
Is that the Seven of Cups?
No,
The
it is the
challenge?
Seven of Candles.
Candles,
So
wands.
basically, I'll start this one because I think I've got this one. So basically, what this is saying is that, it's going to be a little bit of an uphill climb. You have some disadvantages or things that, you feel are really holding you back right now from achieving your goal of getting back into good health. And so, I'm just saying it's even if some challenges or obstacles are stacked against you, your body is worth fighting for. So there is a way you might be able to get on top of things again, but you're going to have to do a little work to get there.
This is totally what Banshee says. This says this is really an important situation for you, and the more you try to deny it, it's not going to go away. You have to figure out what is the best way to attack the problem or to face the problem. And so, not facing the problem is not going to give you a good outcome.
The
Right.
Lenormand is causing me some grief because the rider's a fairly neutral card and it depends what it comes up with. And the fish is about money and abundance, but an abundance of what? It depends here. Is it an abundance of health issues that you're dealing with right now that are setting you back? Well, it's time to move on them and try to work on them one at a time if you have to. Or Is it about maybe money that either you're going to have to spend on your health in order to get back into good health again? It's possible too that you might have to pay some money or seek out some treatments. It could also mean to me that maybe you're moving towards looking for alternative treatments because the fish is about an abundance of things. So maybe there are different ways to look at how to get yourself back into the good shape that you want to be in. So do some research, talk to professionals, survey your options.
I mostly get that last idea there, but I don't think the writer is going towards that. I think those ideas are coming towards you because to me,
Maybe.
this influences that one. And so I think what's happening is that things you find out about or things that are coming to you, advice to you, are things that you will be able to go with, to move with. And so this could be saying that either another opinion from other healthcare people or from people who are knowledgeable or wherever you can find good, credible advice, maybe something that will move you also in the direction of your health. Nada.
So I wish you luck with that. Good luck. We wish you the best.
We wish you the
It's
best.
not impossible, you know?
All right, I need to take care of something.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk for a few minutes about some of
You're
our
welcome,
shows
Nada.
and things up and coming. Let me post a list and just say that we are thinking that the 4th of July is the perfect day for us to film an update on our US and world predictions. Mostly focusing on the US because, well, it's been a lot going on here this year. And so we want to see where certain things are trending and heading. And of course, a lot of things that are going on in the US have affected other countries as well. For example, like Ukraine, whether they can be successful, in their war against Russia. For example, with us interjecting ourselves into the Israel-Iran situation, and things like that. So, and aside from the things that are happening right here to people in this country as well. So we're thinking we are going to film that. I'm not sure it'll come out that day. It may come out later that day, but we have things to do, so it might come out a little bit later. So stay tuned for that. Plus, we took a little bit of a look at some of the things we talked about at the beginning of the year when we first did the predictions for 2025. So we'll talk about some of the things that actually seem to have borne out from that reading. There were some things we definitely missed the mark on. We're not going to get everything right when we try to predict world predictions, but it's always fun to try, okay? And definitely exciting to try. So, besides that, I want to remind everybody that even though it is 4th of July, there might be fireworks going on in your love life. So, why don't you check out Mr. O's Emotional Exchanges video tomorrow and find out what's going on in love and interpersonal relationships of all sorts? So, done? Well, that was fast.
Other duties as assigned.
So, I just plugged your Emotional Exchanges to
Aw, that's right, it's on tomorrow.
fireworks.
Alrighty.
All right. So we are on a cell.
Hi, Sal. And if I didn't say thank or you're welcome, Nada, I think I did though.
Please take care of yourself.
Please do take care of yourself. I'm looking for cells.
I didn't see anything
There it is. What
bad
kind
there.
of person will Taehoon's future wife be? And does he already know her? Okay, so that sounds like one of your readings where you look for the court
Well,
cards.
how did I miss that one?
Uh, it's after I said hello to Ari,
Oh,
if
okay.
that helps. I'm going to use my Spheres of Heaven tarot.
No, it didn't. So I don't know.
Well, I have the question, so you don't need to look for it anymore.
Good. I'm glad you know it. I'll try to follow along.
Alrighty.
Although I won't be able to. Oh, gosh, thank goodness. He'll be back.
After Ari came in, so all you have to do is figure that out.
There it is. I was right there too. It's very odd.
You silly person.
Did not see it. Does he already know her? Well, we're going to see if it comes up in the reading I'm not going to do an extra thing on that. There was two parts to that question. You read it, so
Yeah, I guess.
we'll see if it comes up if we can tell if he already knows the person.
So am I doing the thing where I look for the court cards or just flipping over three? What kind of person will the future wife be?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so I just keep going.
Right.
The lovers.
It's not a court card.
I understand.
I can-
Hmm. It's a page of cups,
Put it out there.
reversed.
Oh. Well, this person
Could be young.
could be young, could be a bit impractical. You know, they have their head in the clouds a lot. They're very dreamy, but not necessarily in a good way. You know, they can be a little bit maybe lazy or get kind of lost in their dream world and not dealing as well with reality. I think, you know, when I see this card reversed, it's not like they're a bad person, but it's just that they seem a little bit flaky.
I'm not going to disclaim that, but I
Yeah.
get a different idea too, which sort of says that they're not very interested in things like culture or art or even
I
regular
like
learning.
that.
They may be very practical minded, even
Oh,
if they are a very young person. Like they mostly are concerned about money, prosperity, material things, getting ahead, position. So I sort of feel like that could be unrealistic
I,
depending on, the overall circumstance, whether or not Tehun would be able to give them that.
I also wonder here, you know, they may be a match in a lot of ways, but on a real psychic level or an in tune level with one another, it's a little bit off. Like they're not totally bonded in that way. But hey, a lot of relationships work more on the mundane level than the spiritual level. So I don't see that as necessarily bad. I want to also say that I think they're a water sign. And as Mr. O said, they could be a bit younger than Tayun.
Could be, right. Okay, so do you think the next card from the top or the bottom might give us that idea of whether they know each other?
Well,
How would you do it?
I won't do that at all. I
Okay.
mean, I want to see the three cards and decide.
Oh, I see. So I
If
just
we can't
cross.
decide, I'll consider the bottom.
Do I just turn over two more?
No, now you're going to be looking for a major arcana
Okay. Why am I doing that?
just because. It's a part of what makes them who they are. It's a part of their karma.
Well, there it
See,
is.
I
It's the
talked
star.
about the head in the clouds, and now it's making sense because they got the star. And so they are dreamers. They really, you know, it's really odd because I know what Mr. O is thinking here when he said practical. They're trying to bring their dreams down to earth, but guess what? They're really unrealistic. But they do a lot of that. They have a lot of hope that they could be something that maybe they're not. It's always good to aspire to some things, but
Have some great destiny in front of them. And that could be impractical thinking or unrealistic thinking. I sort of think that they don't necessarily have many dreams, but they do have a couple of dreams that they feel are coming to them, whether that is in the realm of possibility or not.
now whatever it is, we're just pulling the next card. Oh, so they have a lot of trouble manifesting things in their life that they really desire. So I think here, well, you know, basically, Taehoon will have a little bit of his hand because this person just seems a little bit unrealistic, or really, maybe because their dreams are so unrealistic, it tends to be demotivational for them. They feel really unmotivated, you know, and that falls in line with what I said with the Page of Cups too, as far as maybe being a little lazy or non productive goes. It's because they're lacking the inspiration. What they're inspired for is unreal, what brings them inspiration is really unrealistic dreams that can't be met either by Tehun or by them.
So that magician reverse could be saying that this person that marries Tehun uh, also does not really have an ability of their own to create. They may create through others, but on their own, they don't necessarily pull strings a certain way. They might work well with others, or they just don't have maybe even a sense of how to do things. Like maybe they don't understand the way things work in the real world because they're kind of living in a dream area. I don't know if that made sense, but we're going to look at the
Let me get
Lenormand
the
too.
Lenormand, because this, if something pops up here, I might think that maybe Teo knows this person. Right now, I'm not getting that from these cards
I don't
because
necessarily get
the
it.
star is here, which to me means they're out there somewhere
Right.
still.
It's an unknown destiny.
Yeah,
Who was bad? You were
that was very bad. Where was it? I don't want to know.
in front of the TV.
Oh man, how does that happen?
I don't know.
They don't know them.
Clover.
Positive they don't know them now. We do not have to pick the bottom card.
All right. And that's based on.
A new beginning that happens by chance.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because
She's
the
the master
Clover
Lenormand,
is
but I
about
agree with that.
luck, chance, fate. I think that this is to come. This new beginning will come in time. I don't think it's anybody they know now.
Right. They don't currently know them, is what it looks like. All right, Estelle.
So good luck with that. All right. Good luck to
Let's move
Tehu.
on.
Aries up.
Hi, Ari. Ari. Get off of my cards. You can't. You're welcome. What does my next boyfriend really want me to know about him before I actually meet him? If
Oh,
if I haven't met him already.
if I haven't met him already. Well, okay.
I think yours is pretty good too, Shirley, and I know exactly how we're going to try to help you with that.
So I used the numinous on that one, right? The one I did. So I'm going to go with this one. You're welcome, Asal.
And if you're in the States and celebrate 4th of July, we hope you have a good one.
Please be careful with fireworks. Our news always gives health updates of what's going on in various counties around us. And already there's a lot of fireworks injuries that emergency rooms have been dealing with. So do be careful.
I think you'll like this. I hope it'll be helpful. It's something we know what we can do for missing things. And yeah, I'm sure that's not been great. Hey, Fire Spawn. Are we closed yet? Probably not.
No, we'll have fire
We'll actually
spawn,
Fire
but
Spawn.
we're going to be going in overtime, I'm
I
sure.
think so.
So
So
at
we'll
any rate,
probably close the list with you.
the Five of Wands is upright. We're at 15 readings. We had birthday reading again, and
Mhm. We are adding you, Fire Spawn.
yep.
And then we're going to close the list.
So everybody on the list will get their reading, but nobody else. I think we will close it at this point. Oh, what? You made it. On a busier than normal Thursday, we've been really slow lately. So we have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is
Upright.
upright. We also have the Nine of Swords upright. Oh, boy, and this is a deck I mixed up really good when we started.
I guess he wants you to, what he wants you to know about him is he's kind of rough. he
Wow, Ari.
he has.
Wait, is that what it was? I thought, well, what does.
What does my next boyfriend really want me to know about him before I actually meet him? If I haven't met him already.
He probably has been through something, some breakup before. I think that's the case. And he has a lot of anxiety relating to that, I think. Probably fears that he should let go of now, but he felt like he was really betrayed. He was really betrayed.
So he may be interested in being involved in the community of daters. You know, this is a field of competition. But like Banshee says, he does have a little bit of, anxiety. To some degree, it could be in his head. He could just be
Right.
thinking one experience is all experiences because it does appear that he was, really dumped badly or betrayed badly in some way. So your next boyfriend may have some real vulnerable periods, but they sort of feel like they really are undaunted. I think that's the takeaway is that, once bitten, twice shy, that kind of thing.
Well, I don't know. They're ready to move on for sure
Yeah.
because that Ten of Swords indicates they really want something better in life. That I can tell you. And the Five of Wands here, upright to me, is always, it can be about debates, it can be about arguments. When I saw this combination of cards, I had to say this was about a breakup, an argument, or betrayal here that led to a huge argument and a breakup. And now there's some overlying anxiety about that, which may affect how they approach you.
The key and the ring. I bet any money maybe he was engaged and it got broken off by the other person.
It could be. I didn't want to say that he's divorced, but I can't rule that.
Well, that could be too. I mean,
I can't rule that out either. But I would say here, well, one of two things. The key is the ring, which means to me that he's ready to make a commitment to somebody who really elevates him out of this, you know, terrible thing that he had been through. So he's looking for something better in life for sure.
I
And
agree with
he
those
wants you
things,
to know
but
that.
my psychic flash tells me that maybe the betrayal was somebody who broke off an engagement.
I can't rule that out. I think
It's
that's
just
pretty
like those
good.
psychically.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
So
So
that's
interesting stuff, Harry.
that's what he might want you to know.
This was pretty deep. So good luck with that.
Good luck.
Okay. Wow. Claudia's up. Hey, Claudia.
Claudia, did you leave us a question or were you just dropping in to say hi?
No, she said she didn't mind being on the list,
Okay,
but I don't know if she left a question.
I'll look around and see.
Oh, Sonny, what are we going to do with you? I think you need a vet visit. I really do.
I'm getting to that point too. I'm not sure. Claudia, if you're here, give us a question or we will be moving on. And I know sometimes you just drop in to say hi. You know, throw a cat out your window, hit a dead pagan, or something like that. Throw a dead cat out the window, hit a pagan.
What?
In other words, most pagans read cards for themselves. I don't see Claudia's question, so I'll just give them one more moment to chime in. I'll mention that we are back on Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4 for this show again. We'll also be back on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for happy hour. And it's, of course, a very positive, uplifting time. Doesn't take as long to get through, of course, because it's only 1 hour. And I think we're done with Claudia. I,
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that maybe well, she said, sure, I saw that, but
yeah,
then
but there was
that's
nothing
it.
after that. And then she said it has been a while when I said we hadn't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
So that's okay, Claudia.
Sorry we couldn't read for you.
Kara's right there.
Thank you, Alan, Mr. O.
But what?
Kara's right there. I know
She just
Kara's.
posted.
Okay.
Well, that's why I said that, not because of whatever you think I said.
You know, it's really hard for me to work on this list when he's here all the time. Hey, move over just a little
What do
bit.
you want me to do about that?
Well, I'm just telling you to be a little patient with me. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot that I said, come on, hurry up and do Kara's reading right now.
Sounded
I
like
didn't.
it sounded like.
Well, then that means that when I say I get a tone from you, that I'm right too, right?
All right, I didn't even pin the list is closed. I'm going to do that right now. Da 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 da. All right. What does Odin want me to pay attention to? Your deck. All right.
He wants you to pay attention to the fact that the standby for bickering button
Put
is
out the
not coming
monsters,
up.
Kara. It's time for the monsters.
Why is your screen frozen?
It does that once in a while. I have no idea why. So I got to reload the page again. Thank you, Kara. For some reason, the chat was going, but not the screen. I don't know. I'm at 77% power, so it's not my power.
All right, the one, two, three. What does Odin want you to pay attention to? Reversed Four of Cups. Odin may feel it's time for you to really make a decision or to move with a decision you may have made or seem to be making. He sort of is saying, like, now's not the time to just keep thinking about it, but it's time for you to do.
We got two sets of monsters out there. um, I assume he's on my wand, so I guess I won't worry about that.
Well, I can't tell. I see it over there, but I don't know that
Sorry.
he's on it.
Well, at any rate, the four. What is this again?
Four of Cups reversed.
Yes. So, Kara, what I was going to say is that Odin wants you to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
And by that I mean, you know, Mr. O has another more derogatory saying that I won't say here.
Or get off.
Yes, did you know? I was thinking of that one. Oh God. Okay. Well, basically, he's saying it's time to get working on something. And be more serious about it. Maybe you feel I am already. What does this man demand? What does this God demand of me? Well, he thinks that you need to work harder on something or immerse yourself back into activities again. No more sitting on the sidelines. No more watching the world go by under a tree like the Four of Cups upright is. It's time to really start to act.
All right. So why is that important? The reverse Ten of Swords. Yes. This is like a reversal of fortunes or fates here. This is like saying there are bad things, evil forces that you need to overthrow. Maybe they're just like getting away from a particular person, but maybe Odin really wants you to ride in battle for him too. Slay the naysayers or whoever they are.
Well, why is this important is because, you need to move forward in a more positive direction now. If there have been things that have, made you feel bad or made you feel like,
Stabbed in the back.
or made you feel like you're not worthy to, progress. He wants you to put all that behind you. He wants you to move forward like a blank slate now. It's time to put whatever in the past that's been holding you back to bed and move forward with confidence now to brighter days.
So where will this ultimately lead to? Reverse Seven of Wands.
Well,
Some battles you can fight and some you need to not fight. Maybe this is saying your superpower is knowing which is which.
right, maybe where things are headed is it's time to eliminate things in your life that are losing battles, that just aren't working for you, where you can't seem to get the upper hand on them, and focus on the things that you are good at. Focus on the things that you do well, and let the rest go. That's almost what I get out of that card here.
I like it.
And it's interesting to see what I have here.
Let her smile 'cause she's a lady. Uh-oh.
Well, wasn't it clear?
It's a communication.
Odin's message to you is to crack the whip and get moving. Be more aggressive, not in a hostile.
Oh, it's not the lady, it's the whip. I
Yeah,
thought that was the lady. She looks
you
like the
would
lady.
think that. Because, of course, she looks, yes, but she's.
I want to get the whip out on you, Kara. No, I don't. That was awkward.
Yeah, it's awkward, and I don't know what to do with him tonight. But anyway, Odin's message is to crack the whip and get moving. Be more aggressive.
Whip it good.
Be more aggressive with your ability. Oh God, see what you do to me? Be more aggressive in getting to do the things that are more important to you and that you should be working on. Let the rest go. Let the rest go. I'm just going to ignore you, Mr. Staring at me.
See what I do to you?
So bad. So, see what I put up with here? And Aries does not like all the interruptions. Does not like
You
it.
had your chance.
Anyway, that's what we have for you. Good luck with
Good luck,
that.
Kara.
Did you even say anything other than whip it good or whatever about that?
Okay. What was the other one? The lady and the letter.
Yeah.
Well, letters are communications. I think she said it well enough. I don't know what else I could actually add there,
Well,
but I do feel that the communication says, and it was what I said with the other card. The Four Cups reversed. It's time to put thoughts into action. It's time to take decisions to where they should go. Country love is up. All right.
all right, country love. Let's see what
I think
we
you gave us a question
have for
too already.
you.
Let's see what we got.
Let's see. Which deck did I not use? Somebody passed by here, I think. The mermaid's deck. Let's grab that one.
Suppose I continue to work with my Libra. Will this connection be as fulfilling as I'm imagining it will be?
Okay. Excuse my yawn. I don't know why I'm yawning. I slept pretty good last night. And I woke up early, wide awake, so I was ready to go and get my work done today. I had to get a blood test for my cancer. I haven't looked at the results yet. It may be out tonight. If it's not out tonight, it probably won't come out till Monday. It's a holiday. But I feel like all is well. I'm hoping that's true because I feel pretty good. All right. Well, this isn't the most enthusiastic start. It's the Page of Wands reversed. But then we got the High Priestess upright. Wow. And then we got the Nine of Cups. Upright.
Country love, do you already know the answer to this yourself?
What do you got?
The heart and the ring.
Well, yes, I think you should pursue this.
Absolutely.
I think the Page of Wands is indicating here, and I don't know whether you're going to tell us this is true or false, or me, that, maybe things got off to kind of a rocky start here. Um, Between the two of you, whether it's a working relationship, I assume it's a love relationship. It just may have seemed as though things didn't totally gel or click right away.
Well, the other thing with the reversed Page of Wands could be that maybe there was some different kind of timing in the beginning, or that at times maybe that's what you're addressing there. Should you continue to work with him? Because maybe at times it does seem like there's a little bit of not totally connected, or something doesn't fire the same way. Like all the cylinders aren't firing at the same time.
Yeah, it could mean delays or false starts, or maybe things that kind of are a little bit frustrating. Um, but the High Priestess is here. It seems like the two of you have a nice mind meld going here. I don't know whether you think alike or you just click, as far as certain things go. So, there is something deeper here, to this connection, one way or another, that could be working to your advantage.
It's the two, the high priestess, so there's already a sense of a binary, a duality about it. It could be symbolic of two minds coming together, as Banshee suggests. It could be symbolic of a soul knowing another soul, or both souls knowing each other. There's something really intuitive and good here. It doesn't sound like anything bad's happening.
Well, and especially when it's followed by the Nine of Cups.
Ups, the
I mean, to
return.
me, this indicates you could manifest what you desire
Yeah.
through working with this person. This is a positive card. This is like the wish card in the tarot. So you've got it, and you've got it upright. So, really, whatever this is seems to be trumped by the rest of this reading here, which looks pretty darn good.
I don't even know if the Page of Wands is necessarily a bad thing. It just could indicate, that maybe there are slight moments of immaturity, or, child behavior. Hey, I get pretty silly for somebody
Maybe
who's
a little
turning 70.
lackadaisical behavior too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get that.
that's true. I think the Lenormand are like totally in your court here if that's what you want. You
Well,
know,
obviously it's could be
the,
that's the ring, passion and marriage, or it could be just this idea of a good working
committing to
relationship.
emotional happiness.
There's a lot of passion in this relationship and doing whatever it is you are doing together, whether it is a romantic relationship or a business relationship. There's a bonding here, and I feel that it's backed by that high priestess energy.
Okay, I like that. Country Love, I think you told us before this was somebody you were working with, because I think you sort of alluded to that vaguely here.
Mhm.
Um, I know I might have personally said office relationships don't usually work, with me and her being the exception. Um, but it just seemed like there's a lot of positivity for your relationship.
It is
It is
romantic.
romantic.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
look at
look at
that.
that. The ring in the heart. That sounds like there is a commitment here to each other. I almost think this
Or
isn't
that it
wasting
can
your
happen.
time, but sometimes it still takes time for everything to come to fruition. But
No, that's okay.
it
You're
may, in fact, be that the cards are saying that this is time well spent.
well, you'll have to let us know.
Good luck with
We
that.
wish you a lot of luck.
That was a great reading.
That was really nice. I hope you like that. There was no confusion.
Well, he has a better memory than me because we do so many readings. I will mix people up.
For
Although
now,
he's done it too. I've caught
for
him
now,
once.
Jamie's.
Hi,
You're welcome,
Jamie.
country.
You are.
What do your dreams mean? So much communication and telepathy. I had the most interesting dream a week or so ago. I dreamed I was looking at a person wearing a cape and really flamboyant, and I thought it was a man. And then I looked down and I looked up, and then they were a woman. I said, "Weren't you a man a moment ago?" I still don't know what that means.
Hmm.
I still don't know what that means. Anyway, let's move on, and I will grab, what deck do I want? This one. It was a purple cape too. I just remember that it was a purple cape.
Yeah, I don't think I used this deck yet. Let's use that one.
I'm going to go back to the Secret Tarot. I think it'll give me a symbology for your dreams stuff. Let's see if I'm right or not.
I'm going to
Whatever
put this
dreams mean so much communication and
for my next reading here.
so that's your 1, 2, 3 feelings, right?
Yeah, what was it again?
What are my dreams mean
There it is.
as much communication and telepathy? So much communication, telepathy. Okay, card the first. Ooh, it's the upright Queen of Pentacles. She's a pretty one. Well, this could be two different things. I kind of vacillate with this depending on what
Are
I.
we doing my reading for this?
Ah, yes, right.
Okay.
So your dreams might mean that maybe somebody, yourself or somebody else, needs you to really care for them or to help them or to inspire them to be more creative. Or your dreams may mean that you yourself need to get work on putting something out there, manifesting. To some degree, the Queen of Pentacles is a manifester. She's sort of a minor avatar of the Empress who is a creator.
So, in a sense, your dreams are telling you maybe that it is time to take care of yourself and your dreams and to grow something that is important to you now. Um, Maybe that's what they're telling you. I hope I'm getting this question right because it was a little bit vague to me.
What are my dreams? What do my dreams mean? So much communication and telepathy. So I sort of feel like
So you're trying to say, are you asking why you are so connected? Like, are your dreams telepathic towards other people in your life? Is that it? I'm just a little confused on that. Okay. Well, I think here it could be because you are you have a very open heart. And I think 'cause that's also a part of the Queen of Pentacles. She's a nurturer, right?
it's about the person that they walked away from, their best friend that they felt betrayed. Everything.
See, that puts a whole different spin, but I think here it's because you are open hearted, which is why this keeps coming back and connecting you to them. I think here you're inviting it back in. You may say you want to be done with it or whatever, but
Your subconscious
you're
still is
inviting
holding
it
on
back
to
in.
it somehow.
You haven't completely cut this cord.
And this was a person that maybe you cared for at one time or that they cared for you. And I mean more than just liking each other. Like maybe there was actual caring needs that happened, even if it was only, mental or spiritual.
That's why I think now that I know a little bit more. Thanks for
Of course you are.
clarifying a little bit. So why
But
is
why
that
is this
important?
important? The Ten of Cups.
Because you're hoping for a happy, that this would be just bring so much happiness into your life that it was meant to be, not necessarily. Now, I'm not saying necessarily a marriage or a partnership or something like that, although that card can indicate that. But you were just hoping for a real happy moving forward with this relationship. It sort of felt like it completed you, but obviously it didn't. It didn't work out that way.
I'm seeing what you said there about past lives, and I guess the feeling for you, and maybe we can see that too, is that you and this person were so strongly connected that it felt like maybe you knew each other in past lives. And of course, if that was true at all, that could indicate that maybe there is an issue from the past life that eventually surfaced here, or that this is still to work out. And of course, that's no comfort at all because you don't know if it's going to work out in this life or if it'll be in another life. And you would both be different personalities. You might not you might spend the whole life not even realizing that.
Well, the cards definitely aren't karmic to me at this point to indicate a past life, so I'm not going to go there, but I can definitely see, this is such a deep connection that to me, there probably is some past life thing playing out here. But I'm not willing to go that way on these cards. I feel you're just very open hearted. You wanted something, you thought this was idyllic for a while, and then it wasn't, right? And so, I feel let's take a look at the last card. So, where are things headed? I need to see that.
It's the star
And there it
reversed.
is. So, there is the destiny connection here. I, the stars are reversed though. It's almost as if I'm not sure there's necessarily going to be a break, going forward in lives going forward here. But I do think that where things are headed is maybe having to resolve this karmic connection that's gone wrong. Maybe it is time to finally cut the cord in some tangible, more tangible way than you've been able to do here because it is still haunting you. It is still haunting you.
Before she throws out the Lenormand, I wanted to say that the Ten of Cups, it could talk about a happy family life, implying a marriage, children, etc. But it can also just talk about a universal or unconditional kind of love or happiness that is shared between people, which to me maybe sounds like what was happening with your best friend there. And maybe that's why it was important, was the importance of the dreams was to remind you that that's what you did feel, or that that might have been what was possible.
Are you ready for this? So now I have to truly say maybe it was a past life, but there's the woman you were thinking the whip was.
Okay.
And
The star
it's the star
and the
again.
star twice. Tarot star and Lenormand star.
And I just feel like when we get to the point of talking about, deep connections and longings and things that seem so far away, but also is so expansive because the stars just fill the night sky, you've probably shared more than one past life with this person. I'm pretty convinced of that. And, maybe some of them were really good, maybe some of them were not. And maybe this one was not destined to be either, but something keeps pulling you guys back together. And maybe that's why it has been so difficult for you to cut this cord. But that doesn't mean you can't cut it. I mean, if you really want to be done with this, you can be done with this. However, again, I have to say, I am no expert on cord cutting. There are people who do this for you, but I'm not familiar with the techniques.
I know about this. I don't necessarily know the techniques. I can kind of
I mean,
think
we're
about them,
matching
but I don't
some stuff.
necessarily think that
Yeah,
that's what this is. I think this is something that you may have to learn to live with until it finally does recede from that much importance in your heart. That may not ever be totally gone
that's true.
because it was there. And I totally think that this means something about more than one past life together, and the fact that maybe this total feeling that you feel, Jamie's, is because through this connection you've experienced love with this person in different ways. Maybe one time you were the wife and they were the husband, or they were and you were, or
Or
you
it was
were
a
just,
family
or a
relationship of
mother and
some
a
sort.
child, or something
Right,
like that. You
right.
probably experienced most forms of love you could have for another person with that person as they experienced them for you. And so, karmically speaking, maybe you went to the point of you learned all the love you could have. Now you may, karma says, well, I want you to experience that other side.
And I
And you
think
may not know why, but it's there for you.
And I think why this is still with you, hanging with you, is because you have such an open heart and you had a lot of care and concern for this person. And so it ended up not happening, and who knows, Jamie? I have to say, who knows? I don't like to always go this way, and I don't know if it happened in your case here, But maybe if you feel betrayed or disappointed in how this person treated you in this life, it might be because of something that you did in a past life. And I'm not blaming you for this. I mean, this is just karma playing itself out in its own way. And it may be this person and how they're dealing with that past life and acting out on you in this life. Whatever the case may be, this can, like he said, it can either fade away in time. Just let it, just try not to put as much importance on it, and maybe it will start to drift and go away. Or, maybe you're just going to have to do some work to cut that cord.
The only thing we can understand about karma is that it's not easily understood.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
That
Thank you.
karma works for its own devices, and karma knows why it wants you to experience the things you do, and then you may, when you're not incarnate again, when your karma only happens on the physical plane when we are incarnate. When we're in between our lives, karma says, well, maybe we want to experience this, or maybe we want to experience that, and then sets it up. I know that's just me saying that, but I sort of believe it. All right, so we are now on Shirley, and I am so excited to do this question for you, Shirley.
Hey, you're very welcome, Jamie.
You're
Oh,
very
thank
welcome.
you.
Because Shirley wants us to help her find her missing car keys, and I think we should use the Lenormand.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be cool? So we should do the Lenormand first, and then we'll throw a couple cards for her to complete the bargain. She wants to find her car keys.
yes, we're going to do a three-card
Do you want
Lenormand.
yours or mine?
Um,
We should all
yours,
show.
tails for
Okay,
tomorrow.
so shall we tell her how we do it? First, we find that symbol, right?
Yes.
So let me find it
No,
now.
you don't do, no, what's some, oh, the key, no.
Yeah, I just want to tell her that's what we're going to do. Okay, if I
I'm
don't,
going to leave the key in there because what if it comes,
I understand. I just want to show it just for
okay.
emphasis.
Hmm.
Hey, you get to do things all the time, so do I. Maybe you should have found yours. All right. Yes. Well, maybe we're specialists, but in the Lenormand, I in the Lenormand, Shirley, sometimes you can use it apparently to look for missing items or certain kinds of questions. So, for example, they have a card called the key. So we're looking for your keys. So here's how we do it. Do you want to explain it?
I'm going to do this actually differently. The
Okay.
key is going to be the significator. We're both going to shuffle the deck, and Mr. O will just let me take it from there.
All righty.
No cutting these cards. These cards don't get cut.
There was another way to do it where you basically look for the card either before or after.
That's the one.
Oh, well, that's what I thought we were doing. I knew what we were doing. Why did you think?
No, I was actually going to just throw three cards to give you ideas of places to look. This kind of limits it a little bit more, but since we're doing a tarot,
Just shuffle them.
I don't know, today
Thank you, Jamie.
we are just like in our own little worlds here. Oh, I see you got notifications and I didn't again.
Where?
Up on top of your screen there.
Here? What?
Yeah, right there, that gray box.
Oh, that. I thought you were talking about
No,
real notifications.
notifications.
Real ones, like when people say, I love you madly, meet me here.
All right.
All right, so we're going to do this then. She's doing it even now. Yes, we too.
There it is.
All right, so the key did come up.
Well, it's not going to help much. Here you go.
So this is the one that was before,
Yep.
the stork. And this is the one that's after it, the bear.
So what do you make of that?
Okay, well, Obviously, it's in a place you haven't looked. It's somewhere new that you haven't looked yet.
Or have you been to some place new recently that you may have left them at? But of course, if you were driving, you would have known you didn't have your keys. So it is a certain newness about this. Um, that's what's kind of
You're going to
bothering.
have to get a new key.
Maybe it may mean that. It may very well mean that. Um, and the bear is just, to me, see, this is a very hard one. I can't think of a location as far as the bear goes. To you?
Well, no, I sort of think,
If it was a location of somewhere new, maybe it was somewhere where you exchanged money.
okay, well, sometimes you've intimated that the bear may stand more for a female in some way.
True. So
So
it actually stands for a mother image too. So
could it be somewhere where things that sort of are denoting of your female status are kept in the house? Like, certain things you use for yourself as a female, whatever they are.
yeah, it would have to be in the house. And so with the bear here, I mean, I could say it could be with the near the animals, the barn, because the bear is an animal,
So it's the stork.
and the stork too. Oh, an eagle took them. I just remember this silly car commercial where somebody's phone was snatched by an eagle and they chased it down in their car. But no, I think here with the bear too, maybe it's by something that has some value. The other thing about the bear could be things that are of value to you, kind of like the Four of Pentacles in the way. So, like, could it be around something in your home that's either antique or has some sentimental value, something that's valuable to you?
Well, the other thing I thought about the bear when I first saw it, and I thought it wasn't locational, but it was just saying you're going to have to power through this to find it, surely, because the bear's sort of like this power symbol in a way, the uber bear mother. But I don't know that that's really a clue to where it is. It's just sort of saying your attitude has to be totally hepped up, I guess.
I do think you may have to get new keys if you can't find them. It's possible here with the new beginning, the stork. But to me, it also indicates that it just may be. Was there something new that you were doing or working on at the time that you think you might have lost them around that time? Because maybe that's the key. It's so hard to say here with this with these cards we've got. So
Yeah,
let's
I know you have.
tarot.
So another thought maybe is that if you were doing something for somebody new, like preparing something for somebody new, or somebody has something new coming to them and you were going to do something, maybe it was in that area where you were doing that. But these are, getting to be kind of just maybe possibilities. Sometimes those Lenormands could actually give you a more clear idea. What do you got there?
Well, I picked the next card because if I had done a reading without the key, I would have just taken the first. But that can't work. But, well, again, here. So I put the cards back together again, and I'm
So
not
she drew the
sure.
whip.
I think the whip could indicate that. Oh my gosh. I think the whip could indicate that maybe there'll be a chance for a quick recovery. I think what it's saying is the more you got to keep working at it, and you should keep trying to expedite finding them. I mean, obviously, you feel lost without them, I'm sure, and so you got to move fast. It's saying keep looking. I hope that doesn't mean it can't be buried or something. Hopefully, you didn't drop it in the garbage by mistake, for example, and then it's going to go into the it's going to go into the.
I sometimes think of cards on one side as being the ones before it and then the ones
But when
coming
you're
to it.
doing a specific reading for a lost object, that doesn't hold
Thanks for
true.
interrupting. And so the stork to me could be indicating that it won't be anywhere you've looked before. You have to look somewhere new.
There. I like that. That's a real good approach to the stroke. Good. Good
But
job.
that's what I was based on it being before, which you tried to
Well, I
be
think it's based on the
naughty
meaning
about.
of the card. So excellent either way.
Sure. Well, that may be all the help we're able to give you.
We were supposed to throw some tarot, weren't
Okay,
we?
we're supposed to throw some tarot.
Wow.
Uh,
He is just, oh,
you've
gosh.
been too mean to me today.
No, you have been mean.
No,
Mean,
you.
mean,
I
mean.
said it first, so
And
I got my right.
misunderstanding. Wait a minute, that was this way. I thought so. Now, leave me alone.
Oh, you need my help now, though. We're still drawing some cards for you. So here's the Hanged Kitty, Temperance. Okay, both major arcana.
These are interesting to me. The Hanged Man and Temperance. You said you were going through your purses and stuff. I don't know why now I'm thinking maybe the bedroom, because, or a place maybe where you rest, because the Hanged Man is kind of hanging, stepping back, and Temperance is kind of a calming, relaxing card. Maybe a bathroom or taking a bath. It just seems to me there might be something to do with that.
That's an interesting thought. I kind of like that. Um, for some reason, I got a little psychic flash and want to ask you a question, Shirley. Wow, you're pretty thorough. Do you have a landline in your home? For some reason, I think it's connected to a phone, like it might be in a place where you make phone calls. I don't know why I felt that. But of course, if it's a mobile phone, it could be anywhere. But if it was a landline, that could be in a specific spot.
Check your blankets under the pillow, under the
They
bed.
just said that. Okay.
Maybe I saw that. That's why I'm saying it. Under the pillows, under the bed, and things like that in your bedroom, under dressers, right? Whatever the case may be. Also, if like us, sometimes your dresser doors don't close all the way or something, did it slip into a drawer by mistake?
Okay, maybe that. I don't know. But the other thing I thought about too, related to that, was is it an outside mailbox? Could it be near a mailbox?
Oh, where'd you get that from? That's interesting.
Just coming from the
Oh,
telephone
okay.
idea, a way of communication that is fixed. I
Mhm.
sort of feel like it's in a fixed location and maybe it's connected to communication, a phone, a mailbox.
And the other thing I can't rule out is that it's outdoors because maybe it's in your on your property. And the reason I'm saying that is because of the two animals, obviously. They're outdoor creatures, right? And so if you have to walk to a barn, could it have slipped out on the way? Have you really checked that path you walk? So if there's anything you've been doing outside, you need to check that again too, just to be sure. We're trying to give you every option that I can think of with these cards. So,
Well, do let us know when you find them, if you do find them. We hope you
so
do.
good luck with that. So it may not be in the barn itself, but it might be on a pathway towards it, or towards your car, for example, or garage. So try
Good luck.
those things as well. I wish you luck. I hate losing keys. We lost a set of keys for quite some
It was
time,
a couple weeks.
and somebody found them.
Are you talking about the time that they were in the little cat box?
No,
No.
I'm talking about the time they were stuck in a car and
Oh,
we
that time.
we kind
Yes.
of felt it was there, but we could never get to the right spot to find them.
I
And
was
then
thinking of the time
finally,
that toddler Brandon hid them, and they were
that
gone
was
for about
another
2 weeks.
time. Yeah, that
The
was
time you're
crazy.
talking about, they were gone for months.
Yes. Yeah. So, hey, good luck with that. Sorry, we're
Well,
taking time here and
I
we gotta
know, but
get
we got two
going.
more then. Um,
Oh, Well, good luck. Just it
Good luck.
sounds
I'm
crazy.
so sorry.
I wish the cards gave me a better clue. You know, the Lenormand is supposed to be really good at that.
Okay, Mila and Mila hasn't given us a question yet. If you're here, Mila, give us a question or we will quickly move on because it's after our normal time. We're actually in overtime. So, Mila, if you're out there, I don't believe we got a question from you. We'll give
Let's
you a
just give it
couple
a few more
minutes.
minutes. I want to remind everybody that, we'll be here for happy hour on Saturday at our usual time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get one single card positive message from Spirit. So do join us.
All right. I don't think Mila's going to be back. It's been a while.
Well, let's go to Fire Spawn. Milla, if you come back, we will do you after Fire Spawn
Fire
because we
Spawn,
don't.
did you leave us a question? I'm not seeing your question either, so go ahead. You're welcome, Ari. I hope you liked it. It was pretty interesting to
That was
us.
pretty wild, Ari. It really
Yeah,
was.
it was pretty wild. All right, so I'm just going to talk for a few moments, but if nobody's here, we're going to say goodnight. Thank you, Shirley. You're welcome. And I'm displaying our hours. We did drop back down to 8:30. We're in this game now where we go up several, then we come down a few, go up several, come down a few. But it looks like no one's here. So
Fire Spawn! Last call for Fire Spawn.
yeah, this is the last call because it's been a long night and we would like to
Last night
good
for
night.
Fire Spawn or Milla. Speak now.
Or
Speak now
forever
before I say
hold your
goodbye.
peace.
All right, let's see. I'm going to do the old countdown.
Wait, where's Kara? Yeah, I'm sorry.
It did, but it was about that person and what they went through. It wasn't about you.
Right.
So, and you
See,
wanted
that's
to know, and apparently, whoever you're going to meet that's going to be your boyfriend, if it's not somebody you are dating now, that's a part of them, and that's what they have gone through, apparently.
Shirley.
Ah, thank you, Shirley.
So, watch for our special update on our world readings, etc.
If you dare.
If you dare. We're not sure when it'll be out, but hopefully it'll be out tomorrow sometime.
And
Also, my emotional exchanges is out in the morning. That one's in the can.
and my Material Matters will be out Sunday. Let's not
That's
forget.
right. Well, I was going through them in sequential order. So actually, before your show will be happy hour on Saturday, then your show on Sunday
We
morning.
talked about happy hour though. Why repeat it?
Because at the end of the show, I like to go through the list of the upcoming
I know, but
shows.
he said.
I don't jump all over the place like you do.
All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have to end with.
Well, you asked. We read the cards. That's what we got.
He may not be broken. I mean, it's just was very traumatic, and he's hoping for something better in his life now. I mean, that Ten of Swords, you got to remember, Ari, is all about healing and recovery and leaving the past behind when it's upright. So,
And remember, you said you're an ex-boyfriend, so you make the choice to make him your boyfriend, not us.
yeah, you don't, yeah. Anyway, hey,
I'm sorry. I got to look out for myself, Ari.
all right. Anyway, we've had enough bickering, enough scatteredness tonight, and we just want to thank everybody for putting up with us who stayed. So, hope you guys enjoyed your readings, and we will see you next time. Happy 4th of July for those who are celebrating, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.